Hey there, it's Rick Barker, and welcome to 25 Minutes from Nashville. I apologize for the, too cool for the room shades today, but the sun is finally out here in Nashville, and we are very excited about that. Like I say, if this is the first time you join me, you can check out what all this madness is about by subscribing to my YouTube channel below, and also I would love for you to leave a comment. These videos are designed to start conversation, because the only way that we can ever fix the problems is if we talk about it, is if we find solutions together. Not one person knows everything, and I am definitely not that person. What I like to say is that I've become an expert on finding experts, and I like to be able to take my 25 years of knowledge and experience, because you can't buy knowledge and experience, but you can rent it. You can lease it if you find the right people. So today we're going to finish up our third part of our series on managers. And today it's about the Momager and the Dadager. That's right, the parent managers. Most of the times, almost 99% of the time, you are your child's first manager. And a lot of the foundation that you set up will determine whether they make it or not. I've watched very talented kids completely fall apart because they were mismanaged by their parents. And it's not because a parent would purposely ever do anything to harm their child. I know, I'm a parent. It's because they didn't know any better, because there wasn't a place where they could get information. They were so into how great they thought their kid was that they took bad information. And if you're going to act as the manager for your kid, you have to learn some things. And the things that I'm going to share with you today will help you tremendously. Okay, so there we go there. There's some things that I'm going to say that are going to probably piss you off. And if they piss you off, it's because you are that parent. So you can either go to therapy or shoot me an email or whatever the case may be. But another thing I want to say to you right now, and I say this at every event that I speak at live, is that don't go into panic mode if I say some things that you've been doing wrong. You're not supposed to know how to do these things. Your parents, for goodness sakes. Most of you are running a house, you have a career, have more than one kid, you're trying to do everything you can to make sure all your kids are getting taken care of. So don't get down on yourself if I say something and you're like, crap, I'm the one who did that. Fix it. All right, so here we go. First things first is that if you are the one having to convince your kid to write, to perform, to sing, to do all these things, they're not ready for the business side of things. So thank them for showing you they're not ready, and don't spend a fortune trying to force them to get ready. Let them be kids. They only get one chance at being a kid. Let them be a kid. If when they come home every day and they're like, I want to play my guitar, I want to write songs, or I want to sing, nurture that, guide that. Make sure that you start investing in, better vocal lessons and better instrument lessons and better education for the music business. But if they're not excited about doing it every day, don't force them to do it. Secondly, just because your kid wins a contest in your local town does not mean that you're ready to come to Nashville and hire Carrie Underwood's band and the same person who did this and go on radio tour. It means your kid won a contest. And it means you want to see if they can win the next contest and the next contest. And if that's the case, then you want to get them once again with better vocal coaches and performance coaches and people who can help guide your career so you can keep building that. More often than not, one of your friends will say, oh my gosh, your kid should be on the radio. And you go, oh my gosh, they should be on the radio. And the next thing you know, you're chasing a dream and you haven't thoroughly qualified or given your kid the tools to succeed. And you're just throwing money at something. And when it doesn't happen, you know how that makes a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid who's gone through grandma's savings or whatever the case may be, so their parents can help them live this dream. I've watched it devastate kids. I've watched kids need therapy because of it. It's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. If you as a parent were a singer or a songwriter or in a band, make sure that your kids are doing this for them and not you. Make sure that you're pushing them and helping guide them for their career and not the career that you wish you would have had. If you get the opportunity to be around industry professionals, don't tell us how great your kid is. We'll determine that for ourselves. We're professionals. That's what we do. Especially if we're the ones who want to make an investment in that kid. Remember, if your child is a minor, the label is also signing you. So don't be the thing that causes your kids not to get that opportunity. Sit down, be quiet, support your kid, rock on. If it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. Outside of Disney and Nickelodeon, we're not set up for children. There's a reason for it, because they're kids, because we're in an adult business. We play with adult money, and we want people who can treat it that way. That's who we're going to put in charge of the bank account. So do everything you can to help your kids. Here's the one thing I would really start looking at right now. If you've got that talented teenager, and I say teenager because let them get to their teens, 9, 10-year-olds having to just grind it out and do this every day. I'm not a fan of that at all. Let them be kids. But like I said, if you've got that talented teenager, here's what you want to do. You want to start making sure that they're getting trained vocally. I'll compare it to soccer. I coached soccer for a long time. All of a sudden your kid was playing at the YMCA, everything was fun, and then you realized, wow, my kid's got some talent. So then they went and they maybe played for a club team, and that cost a little bit more money. The training cost a little bit more because the coaches are better. There's travel involved, so it's starting to get real expensive. And then all of a sudden, your kid's really, really killing it and doing fantastic. And I say killing it is a good thing. Doing fantastic, and they end up in the Olympic Development Program. Now that even gets more expensive because the coaching is getting more. They're better experts. They're better coaches. There's more travel. There's more time being spent with the coaches. We see that as being okay in sports, but for some reason we don't see that being okay in the music business. We're afraid to pay for coaching. We're afraid to pay for people's expertise and their knowledge. We'll pay a vocal coach $300 an hour, but you won't pay a coach $150 an hour who could actually make the bigger difference in their career. So I want you to start reevaluating things. I want you to start spending your money wisely. I want you to sit down and say, okay, let's get some songs critiqued the right way before we go in and record them. Let's get them critiqued by an actual songwriter that's had a hit. Those options are available. So there's just a lot of things that you could be doing as a parent. And if you start making the right decisions now, you're going to, 1, have a better relationship with your kid. 2, you're going to save money. And what I'd like to do is offer you a free video series to help you do just that. And I'm more than open to answering any questions. I'm getting ready to do a webinar here real soon just for parents. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to answer a lot of questions, help you out a ton. So do this. Go to my website, musicindustryblueprint.com, and sign up for the free video series. You can also email me if you have questions at rick@rickbarker.com. And if you'd like to set up a consultation, I offer that and have that service available in either half-hour or hour blocks. But I'd be more than willing to talk to you about your kids. The deal is this. We need that next batch of superstars to get trained earlier rather than later so they can have careers, and you as a parent have the ability to get that education now and set them up the right way. I'm excited. Everyone always asks me. I have an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they're like, hey, are your kids in the music business? And I'm like, heck no, man. I'm going to get them into management. I'm going to get them into graphic design. I'm going to get them into those other areas of the music business because it's hard to be an artist. There's a lot of pressure, and it takes a special person to handle that kind of pressure. If your kid is super shy and they're timid, don't keep putting them up on stage until they're ready. Oh, and last thing, I told you, a lot of times my brain gets crazy. A lot of the reason these kids are getting bullied is because of the things that their parents are doing when they're around other kids, and it's because you're putting stuff up on YouTube way too early. Your kids need to be the best friends and cool friends with everybody in school. They don't need to always brag about all the contests that they're doing or the contests that they're winning, especially if they're in public school. Kids look for a reason to get on other kids. Don't give them any reasons. And don't become, and I want to say this and say it the right way, don't become that kid that everybody picks on and you were the one who caused it. You know what I'm saying? I hope you understand. If you don't, call me. I'll tell you what exactly it is I mean by that. But your kid is no better than any other kid. And if you can always err on the side of humility and being humble and gracious, and if people say, hey, I heard you were in a contest, say, you know what, I was blessed to be able to perform this week and it was awesome. Hey, how was your weekend? You know, it goes back to that conversation thing. It will protect them. All right? So just watch out for them. I wish you the best. Hit me up if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next video as we continue 25 minutes from Nashville. Ciao.